I love history. I love hearing about his story. But this stuff doesn't work until it becomes your story. You can talk and quote every great teacher, every great leader, but until it becomes your experience, your life doesn't change because it still is someone's story out there. Would you agree?
That's it. You see, as long as you have a body, you're attached to the world. So you can do what you have to do for the body. And first of all, the body listens to you. So it's always taking its marching orders from what you say about you. So if you're moaning and groaning and complaining about health in any situation, it only expands as you think you are. Simple as that. And it was made that simple because it was for God's children. And that's who we are, isn't it? God's children.
Absolutely.
He made it super simple. I mean, if you're leaving your loved one a message that's very important, even life and death, you would make it so super simple that he couldn't possibly miss it. As you think you are. That's it. Not why you think that way. Not whose fault it is you think that way. But as you think you are. Just remember that as you think you are. And you'll catch yourself setting yourself up or setting yourself free. And that's the story in a nutshell. Isn't it?
It is. And I like that you said it's not how you came to think that way or why you think that way, but as you think you are. Many of us get caught up into analysis of paralysis. We want to spend years trying to figure out how we got here instead of pulling the trigger and changing our mind to change our world. Would you agree?
Yeah, you're told, thou shalt decree a thing, and it shall be so. Start decreeing. Decreeing means that is my direct aim right there. And you're actually asking on God's promise. He told you to ask. Did he tell you what to ask? No. He told you to ask. And in your asking, that is building upon what it is you desire. Attitude awareness and imaginational control is a prayer. It's all praying. You're told you're praying ceaselessly. So you want actually God to act upon, well, actually God isn't acting upon it. The subconscious mind is acting upon as you think you are. And it's not making any choices about anything. It's only producing your world according to as you think you are. The feeling that you have about the thinking you do is your world of experiencing. Isn't that what it is?
It is. And I like in speaking about the subconscious mind, Scripture says when any two agree, whatever it is that you agree upon shall be manifested in the earth realm from the heaven realm, because the agreement is in the heaven realm. So understand this. When conscious mind says there are no opportunities out there, subconscious mind doesn't refute. It says, I'm in agreement with you. There's your two agreements. And so what's going to happen is your world's going to be created after your two agreements. Would you agree?
That's it. That's it. As you think you are. You got it. I mean, that's it. If they'll only feel after what we're saying, they'll find it. Won't they?
They will. Absolutely.
That's all you have to do. There's no ceremonies and there's nothing like that. You don't have to join anything, belong to anything. We don't have anything except, well, these talks, CDs, tapes.
Absolutely. And also on YouTube. We have them out there on YouTube. So
okay. Well,
they're free. I mean, so people can go out there and listen to these talks. Like I said, I'm hosting a workshop in the next few weeks. And I said, listen, you don't have to join the workshop. Only thing you have to do is continue to go out to YouTube and listen to all the free talks. Because as you said so often, it's there. If you listen to one of Neville's talks, for example, and get the essence of what it is he's saying, you have the whole message and the kid in caboodle. Would you agree?
That's right. That's right. And that's what I've tried to do. I've tried to lay just the message out for changing your mind to change your world. That's it. That's what everyone's looking for. Everyone is looking for the how of desired change. Well, good luck. It's right with you. All of it is right in your own mind. You have charge if you'll take charge. And you can take charge because you're given choose. And to give you choose is giving you choice to choose. Choose better. I mean, certainly you can think of something better than what you're experiencing. I mean, that shouldn't be too difficult, should it?
Absolutely. It shouldn't be.
No. I mean, if you're not enjoying yourself, well, you choose better. It really is that simple. It just stay with it. That's all. That's the main thing. I mean, everybody has a good idea. Now and then, everybody has good ideas. But do you follow through? Do you open it and click on it? No. Well, that's why it didn't come about. Because you wouldn't let it have life. You're experiencing, your thought, feeling. That's what it needs to survive. And it's always up to you. Sometimes you get a good idea, and it just kind of just slips away. And it would have been the very thing to help you do what you wanted to do. See, you're actually giving yourself to what you're thinking. What are you thinking? Is it what you want to give yourself to, or is it the last thing you want? Then drop it. That's really the simplest way, is just in examining yourself, drop what's not leading you where you want to go. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And somebody out there is going to say, but you don't understand what I'm going through at the moment. You don't know my life experience. You don't know the tragedy that I'm experiencing. You don't know all the things that are falling upon my life at this moment. What would you say to that person?
Absolutely. That's true. Everything you said is absolutely true. But it's still the individual thinking from what they don't want. Everything you said is the individual thinking from what they do not want. And that's why they have it. And it'll continue, and continue. As long as they stay in that state of mind, it'll never shut off. But you can cut it off now by doing so. Change your mind, change your world. Isn't it that simple?
It is that simple. Not easy, but it is that simple.
No, you're absolutely right. Because the first thing you have to do is be patient with yourself. And I found that that's usually the hardest thing people have to do, is just be patient with themselves, especially if they're hurting. People that are hurting, that's very difficult for them to change their mind from what they're feeling. But it does happen when you happen. That's all there is to it. You have to happen. Then all the rest of it happens. Change your mind, change your world. It's that simple. Apply it. Test it for yourself. It doesn't cost you anything. Just think feelingly about lovely and a good report. That's all you have to do. And you can choose the lovely and the good report that you're looking for, because what you're looking for is looking for you. Isn't that the message?
It is the message, and I want to touch on what you said just a moment ago. Especially when people are hurting, it's most difficult to take control of your mind. And there's a deeper especially, and it's when you have a loved one who's going through something, and you're looking at the pain of the loved one, and you're saying, well, how does this stuff apply when my loved one is suffering and I can't do anything about it? And I, too, have a loved one that's experiencing terminal illness. And what I do is love her where she's at. My goal is to see her as the desired state of being healed. But no matter what happens, what I want to do in the process of whatever it is that she's going through is love her in the experience. So we get on the phone because we're at a distance. And I love her, she loves me. We sit there, we talk, we joke, and that's what I give her, love over the phone. Some of you are close by your loved ones. Love them where they're at, either till they're healed or till they transcend to the next realm. Would you agree?
Yes, yes, absolutely. And also, like you said, the next realm. It will be a copy of what you are right now. And that is really something worthy of your attention. It won't change. There's nothing transforming in death. You just go right on with as you think you are. As a man thinketh in his heart then, or afterwards. It all is congened in you as you think you are now, and every state of consciousness you enter, that's what you are. But choose it. Choose it wisely. Really think about what it is you want. Most people don't even really have even a good general idea of what they want. And I was kind of surprised about that. So don't you think that's a little surprising that they have no real pinned down desire?
I do. And the thing is, I've been that person, and the problem is more operating from that mindset. We wonder why our life is in chaos, but the truth of the matter is because we haven't told life what it is that we seek from life. We're in this perpetual condition of chaos. Would you agree?
It's called be in the world, but not of the world. Because the world is hurting. And it's hurting more and more because the people are becoming more and more upset. And so there's more and more traffic of violence in the world because people are upset. Nobody takes the time to actually sit in the silence and confer with their own heart, because that's what's important. Not what's going on around you. It's what's going on in you, because your world is coming through you, not to you. And if you just examine that one point over and over, you'll see that that's so. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, and I like that you said it's not what's going on around you, but what's going on within you. And the funny thing is, depending upon what's going on within you is going to determine what's going on around you. Would you agree?
Yes, as within, so without. That's Scripture. Telling you right there, as within, so without. If you're unhappy in your thinking and feeling, then you're going to be unhappy. You see, it's you choose. You choose this day. You choose to be happy. See, that's a choice. I choose to be happy. I didn't do that before, and I was unhappy. Look, it all works as you work it. That's it. Mind is as you are working it, and you are working it. Rather, you're aware you're working it or not. But actually, these talks tell you that if you're not paying attention, it could be anything from uncomfortable to disastrous. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And I want to go back to the within manifesting the without. If your focus is on the woes of the world, the only thing that you can possibly see is more woes of the world. Now, I know that some of you think that that's your mission in life, to point out all the woes in the world, but what I tell you what's going to happen is the only thing you're going to do is multiply the woes in the world that you're experiencing. Would you agree?
Yeah, that's exactly it, yes. But the individual has a say. And it's a valid say. And what I mean by a valid say is that it is the instructions to the universe to supply you with what it is you have expected to receive. And that's the message, expecting to receive. That is actually the message. You are given to expect to receive, because God gave you a promise. And he will keep his promise if you keep your promise to think only on things that are lovely and of good report. And that's what you'll be experiencing. Isn't it so?
Absolutely. And I love that you said that God will keep his promise if you keep your promise. So your promise is choose this day. What are you choosing? And of course, because of your choice, God is bringing about through subconscious mind the manifestation in your world. Would you agree?
That's it. That's exactly how it happens. You're actually operating your mind morning, noon, and night. You're actually operating the different departments of your life every day through what you're thinking and feeling. It says, if a man will order his conversations aright, he would be shown salvation. In other words, you're asking correctly. Think only on things that you want to experience, not what you don't want to experience. It's a choice. But you say that's it.
I would, and I want to go back to what Neville said, that his Irish friend said, the definition of an Irishman, because it applies to all of us. He said the definition of an Irishman is someone who doesn't know what it is that he wants, and there will be no peace on earth until he finds it. Most of us are seeking peace on earth, but we haven't decided what we want to manifest in the earth realm as what we call our life. Would you agree?
Yes, that's it. That's it. Choose this day. What do you want to be? I mean, you're given, be it. And you start right now. Now is the appointed hour. That's it. He's telling you right now, you're right now choosing your everydayness because you're always thinking ahead of your evidence. And if you refuse to identify the evidence as yours, then you keep making the same mistake over and over. Because it's you choosing this day that is your day. And you say, well, I didn't choose any of this. Well, then you should have been the one who was choosing. You're given choose. If you're not choosing, naturally the world's going to choose around you if you're not choosing. So it just comes right down to that. Either you choose or you're chosen for. Isn't that it?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I would suggest that you begin that choice either before you go to bed at night or first thing in the morning. And what I mean by that, decide the end of the day that you want to experience. What is that end? What do you see as your end, and what does a successful day look like to you? What are those things that you want to accomplish in that day? You choose that the first thing in the morning. Most of us never start there. So you're right. Most of us say, we didn't choose this. No, because we've allowed everybody else in our world to choose our world of experiencing.
That's it. As you're impressed, you will express. So if you do not do the work of impressing yourself, then you're at the mercy of the world around you, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, absolutely. And we have to get that. It's not your spouse, it's not your children, it's not the cat, it's not the dog, it's not your employer, it's not even the government. It's you, as Jim Rohn used to say, who is in need of help. Lord, it's me. Your grace needs to come upon me. And so it's needful, as Linda will often talk about self-examination. Lord, open up the eyes of your servant that I might see.
And then when they do, it scares them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The first thing people say when I tell them about that, oh, God, what have I said? What have I done? But you see, you are setting things in motion with every word according to the word that you're saying. You're setting it in motion. Either you're denying yourself or you're delivering yourself. And that's it. You deliver yourself ready to accept what you have asked for because you're talking to God. who does all things, is all things to all, will not refuse you. There's no, someone says, well, he says, probably not good for me at this time. No, now is the only time there is. Right now. Start right here, right now. There's no putting it off. I mean, if you want to listen to it more often, that's wonderful, because if you do, you'll finally test it. And when you test it, the test will prove positive. It always does. But you have to be the originator of your idea. It's up to you to have the idea that you want to follow. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And I want to go back to, you said your say, and I want to clear up. Understand that when you're saying, it may not always be a verbal word. It could be a thought. It could be a word. It could be an attitude or a disposition. All of these are your say. Would you agree?
Yes. But actually, I would say that the most important talking you do, the suggestions of yourself. You're actually choosing your day by day, moment by moment, as you think you are. If you remember that, question yourself to that. What am I thinking about? Where is it leading me? Is it leading me where I want to go? Fine. If it's not, drop it. Simple as that. But you have to keep it simple. You have to think upon it as being simple, because it is. It's a message from your Father. And He's not going to complicate it so that you don't get it. He's made it simple, as you think you are. Not why you think that way, not how you came to think that way, not who you believe, but what do you believe about you? That's what is important to you, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, absolutely. So as we're looking at being mindful of our says, our words, and of course knowing that this is leading to our abundance or our poverty, it's important that we take inventory and say, what's led me to this moment in my life, and what do I need to do to change it if it's not on course with what it is that you want to manifest in your life? Do you agree?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. You walk through a day and you're thinking generally about what the things that you have to get done to do, your duties, as it were. But you have moments when you're just thinking of nonsense. And I say nonsense because it doesn't make sense that you're thinking about some things that you're not going to do anything about, you're not going to feel anything about. It's just something taking up your mind. It's like when I was asked, what are your favorite pastimes? And I go, pastimes? See, I don't get bored. And that's exactly what they were talking about, being bored. Why would you be bored? What, don't you have something to do? Change your mind? Change your world? Isn't that an important thing to get done right away? Because it means your everydayness is going to be a repeat of everydayness if you don't change your mind and change your world. Simple as that, isn't it?
It is. And I think that many people find themselves being bored because they haven't attached themselves to a vision, a purpose, a passion of something that they want to manifest in their own life. So our minds are like GPS systems, and you have to give it a goal or something to shoot for. And so many of us haven't given ourselves a desire or end result to shoot for. Would you agree?
Yes, because they're afraid they ain't going to make it. The man says, well, why should I just tease myself? Well, tease yourself into having it. That's it. Because it's you changing your mind that changes your individual world. It's not changing the world out there for other people. They got the same thing that you have. And they're changing their world, good, bad, or indifferent, every day, just as you are. The idea is to have a strong idea of what you really want to do, to be, to have, and then you start now, not tomorrow, because tomorrow, then you'll start the next day, and then there'll be the next day, and it'll never get started. You have to start now. Now is the hour of desired change. Advantage of it. It's given to you to do so, isn't it?
It is. And so speaking of a strong ideal, many of you say, well, where do I get started? I'm going to make the pitch. And the pitch, of course, is Lindell's 4-CD set. For those who want to begin focusing their mind, you hear these talks, but you say, I need something more pointed, more directed. These 8 talks that are put on 4 CDs, so each talk is about 30 minutes long, they're meditative. And if you let these things play, whether it be on your smart device or if you download onto a CD or if you get the physical CDs by going to Metaphysical Art Theater and getting these CDs, it will begin to help you get your mind on track. And again, this is not an ABC CD. The goal is meditative, for it to get deep down in your spirit. When Mr. Lindell's talking, he's talking from a place of spirit. He will often say after we finish talking, I don't even realize what was just said. And what you're getting is from his higher being, his spirit. And it's being communicated to you into a way that is spirit talking to spirit. So again, consider getting the 4 CD set by going to Metaphysical Art Theater. For those who are outside the country, you got the digital download. For those who are in the country, you have both the physical CDs that can be shipped out to you, but you also have an opportunity for the digital downloads if that's what you prefer. And speaking of that, is there anything you want to add to that, sir?
Yes. Do it. Be it. And you'll have it. That's all there is to it. It's that simple. Keep it simple. You'll remember it. If you don't remember it, you don't do it. And that's the reason why we made these CDs, so that you had the information to review over and over and over. Because I'm telling you, and I know DeCarlo is too, we're still listening to Neville. Isn't that right?
Oh, absolutely. I go to sleep listening to Neville, and then I wake up to Neville. So I'm constantly being ministered to. And often he will come to me and direct me in a certain way because of my ongoing listening to him. So as he spoke of having conversations with Blake, I've had the benefit of having conversations with Neville because I understand his voice now because, like I said, for the last few years, I go to sleep and I wake up to Neville. So, yes, that's correct.
Where did Neville go?
I can say in me.
That's right. That's right. It's what he said, where am I going to go? Go in those. And that's where he is. I talk to him all the time. Attitude, awareness, and imaginational control. And he agrees 100% that that's what it takes to change your mind, change your world. Do you agree with that?
I absolutely do.
I hope everybody else does too.
I think they do. Otherwise, I don't think they'll be listening. So in closing, as we're talking about the abundant mindset, do you have anything for the listeners?
Yeah, actually, it's very plainly told it as you think you are. Why wouldn't you think of abundance if as you think you are? That's the difference that makes the difference. What are you thinking feelingly about? That is your world of experiencing. Nothing can actually change your world but you, first person. Right?
Absolutely. Sir, it's been a pleasure.
It always is. To release it, because then I get more.
And I like that you said that. I'm in the process of closing this down, and you say something like that. When we release what it is that we know, more shall be given.
That's right. That's why I always look for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
Talk to you later.